All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're quickly going to review how the exercises went yesterday of the connections. So of all the things in terms of your friendships and reviewing your connections and looking at who you want to spend more time with, who you want to spend less time with. Did you go through your Facebook list and delete a couple of people, or how did it go? What did you guys make of that? Okay, Sean.
Well, I tried to wait for some impulse. I always call it impulses from the universe.
Yeah. Download.
For people I want to connect with or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it has really drawn me to set up this group, this Gastein group, and I was really surprised, because all the women were so grateful, and they wrote me texts like that they are so grateful for my initiative and that they are so happy and that they want to meet. I was really surprised about that. I always felt this pressure that I then have to set up like meetings or something. But then the group kind of made it itself. Mm-hmm. Like it worked kind of for me. It was a little bit weird. Yeah. And for the phone, I didn't do it yet. But the other thing was really big for me.
That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, Gunnel, did you do something on these lines? Did you reach out to people, or what did you do?
I'm usually very careful with whom I put into my Facebook account or LinkedIn or whatever.
Perfect.
So about a few days ago, I was actually going through my Facebook account to see who am I friend with, and then I took a few people away because I hardly remembered who they were.
Okay, that's good. And did you reach out to new people? Like, did you reach out to some people or some old friends, for example? Or did you think about like who gives you energy and who takes energy?
Yeah, but I did that the other day. I connected with a few people I met for quite some time. So I didn't yesterday because every day is up and down. So yesterday was a down day when I had a few clients, and that's what I did. But I have it in mind all the time.
Okay, that's good. So I can tell you what happened for me yesterday was a bit crazy. So remember that I said yesterday that my intention for the year, right, for the year is to build authentic connections and to find my tribe here in Belgium. That's one of the things where I said I want to find more of my friends, my people, for several reasons. First of all, it's always nice to know more people in the country that you live, but also because the people that I'm spending time with here are mainly the friends of my partner, and the very small friend group, they've been friends since high school, and that included his ex-wife. So that is why for me, even though they're my friends and they've very warmly welcomed me and I get along with them very well, but I'm still they're probably never going to be my closest people. That's the first thing. And the second thing is they're operating on a different frequency. And I don't mean that in any bad way, but I'm just extremely high vibe. And they are not, or not yet. I see some of them since I entered the group. I see some of them moving and doing things and asking me about things. And like some of them joined, for example, now the manifestation challenge of Gabrielle Bernstein. So I see that they're opening up and they're moving, but they're not there yet. So, and I say I always choose who I spend my most time with by who gives me energy. So where is this energy exchange very neutral, where I sit there and I speak to people and I feel like, wow, like I feel I have more energy after I meet them than before I meet them, if that makes sense. That for me is the measure, right? And that doesn't mean I take their energy, but it means like, because we're both high vibe, we lift each other up even more. And we both afterwards are like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? And this is true for several people. So I set the intention to meet my tribe in Belgium. So what happened was that after I closed this meeting yesterday morning, I went to Facebook to set up the thingy for, so the guide, right, for the session, so to write the homework and all the things. And then I had a notification pop up in one of the groups that I'm in from my coach. And it was quite interesting because it was a lady that was on a very similar journey to mine. And she said, yeah, she asked a question and wanted some advice. And then she said, kind regards from Belgium. That was the first message that I read when I opened the Facebook. So I received a notification for that. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I wrote her and I said, yeah, I'm on a similar journey. And I also just moved to Belgium and I'm actually looking for people to connect. So would you like to meet up? So we have a meeting for in 2 weeks. So this is going to be the first person that I'm going to meet. That is going to be one of, let's see if she's going to be one of my tribe. Like if we vibe the same way or not, we will see. But that was number one. And then the craziest thing happened. I purchased a program from a mentor that goes for 1 month. So it started yesterday and it goes for 1 month until mid-February. And it's a group program. And she's a Brazilian lady living in the US. And there were, I think, 8 or 9 people in the group. And of these 8 or 9 people, 3 are in Belgium. And I was like, okay, you've got to be freaking kidding me. And the funniest thing is that whilst we were doing this call, I was like, oh, cool, more people from Belgium. I didn't even like put the dots together that I had just set that intention the same day in the morning. I already had forgotten by the evening, right? Because in my world, I was like, okay, I did the manifestation. I already like put the things, I already found my one person. Like that's the starting point. That's amazing. I'm happy with that. And I didn't even put the dots together that like, oh my God, like this intention is like throughout the entire call, I was so focused on the call and the content of the call and the energy and the vibes and all the things. I didn't even realize it was after the call. I was writing down some of the, I'm doing something called 111 live list, which I've started doing this now the second year in a row, where I put down 111 things that I want to experience this year. And when I wrote down the thing that I said yesterday morning with creating, like I said, I want to have a party with my Belgian tribe. So once I found those people, I want to have a little party here in our house. And then I was like, but I met a few other ones yesterday. And then I was like, holy wow, I met a few other ones yesterday, right? So sometimes like the universe delivers much faster than we think. And even though we set the intention the same day in the morning, and I was in the vibes of deeper connections and all the things for the entire day, sometimes we just don't realize what's going on. It's like it's sitting right there in front of you and it's delivered to you on a silver platter. And you're like, okay, you're looking over there somewhere, like right beyond it, right? And this is what's interesting, because it happens to a lot of us that we don't realize what we actually, like how quick sometimes things happen, and how the things, even though they are so painfully obvious, we still don't see it. And that was for me a huge realization yesterday. And then afterwards, I sent a voice message into that group and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like I manifested this today in the morning, and today in the evening, it's already reality. Like this is crazy. So this was something for me that was very fascinating from the exercise yesterday. The other interesting thing was I went through I'm not sure if I got through the entire list of contacts, but for me, I really went through Facebook and I looked at all the pictures, and I really, I looked at it, I was like, and I deleted, I think 100 or 200 people. Because it was people I was never interacting with, or people that I I just couldn't remember speaking to them, whether online or offline. So I was like, okay, this name doesn't ring a bell, so I'm going to delete it. And it was for sure people that I met either at large business conferences where there were a couple of hundred people and you just ran around the room, and everybody who was in the room basically was like, you spoke to them for 5 minutes. And then it was like, yeah, let's connect on Facebook. And then during the entire conference, you never saw them again, and you never saw them again in your entire life either. Or it was when I was on stage and I said to people, if you want to connect with me on Facebook. And people added me, and that means they were sitting in the audience, but I never connected with them in real life. So, or real life in the online world. So that's why, yeah, we never had a conversation. So I just deleted those people that didn't ring a bell in any kind of way. And where on the profiles where I wasn't sure, where I was like, well, this could be a breeder or something that might be important on another scale. Then I looked at the profile and looked at, okay, where is my connection with this person? Am I interested? Like, I just read the energy and the vibes. So that's the way I decided. And even like with some people, if I didn't like the vibes of what they posted and what they shared or pictures or certain things, I just deleted them right away, because for me, it was like, it doesn't matter whether this is the most successful breeder in the UAE or whatever. If I don't like the vibes, what's the point? I don't want to be connected or associated with them, right? So that's really, it is so simple and so clean for me that I want to be surrounded by the most amazing people. And it keeps coming up everywhere, like in all of my intentions that I've been setting and all of the setup for 2022. These are my 2 words for this year. One is quantum expansion, and the other one is authentic connection. So this is something where I really want to build that. And the next thing I'm going to do, not today, but in the next couple of days, what I'm also going to do is my Facebook group, for example. This is something where I really want to work on creating a community out of my Facebook group. So something where it's more, where there's more love, more sharing, more energy, more vibes. Because right now it feels a very one-sided conversation. It feels like I go live every couple of days, or I post something sometimes, and a lot of people react, but mainly people write me private messages. So it sometimes feels like, okay, people are not comfortable enough in order to share things there. So that's something that I want to change. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I'm not sure if I'm going to kill that group, create a new one, whether, I don't know. I have no idea, but that is my next step in terms of building authentic connections. Is I have a group of people that are interested in what I do, or were interested in what I did in the past. And so I really want to build a community around this, and I want to find a way to do that. But I'm not sure what that's going to look like just yet. Okay. Yeah, I absolutely agree, Bea. So she says, I think the word crisis is something nobody wants to connect with anymore. 100%. The funny thing is, I have been wrecking my brain literally to find a new name for this group since about 1.5 years. And for some reason, it hasn't come up yet. The name is not coming, and I don't know whether it's because I need to create a new one or what's going on, but literally I have come up with names, and all of them, I was like, don't feel it. Don't feel it. Already exists. Don't feel it. So I just trust that when the timing is right, the right name will come up. And in the meantime, I trust that the right people are going to continue coming into that group, regardless of the stupid title. I might just call it Nadia's Connection Group in the meantime, and just like see what happens, and then change it afterwards once it's Nadia's Community, or I don't know what, Nadia's Fun Park. I don't know, something like that, something really stupid and simple that will get me over that. Okay, so today, what I would like you to do is we're going to expand a little bit on the topic of yesterday, of building connections and creating more more community and like expanding on whatever we were doing yesterday to take that to the next level. So that will mean different things for each one of you. Like, for example, Bea, in your case, you were speaking about the people that you connected with, and you can take it now to the next level and you can say, okay, so let's see, for example, like, how can you take this to the next level? Let's see if you can come up with an idea and I can tell you what I think about it. You don't know? Okay.
I was thinking asking for kind of a Stammtisch, you know, like because you said maybe it's better to meet somewhere like all of them or more, so you see which person you're drawn to maybe. And so I was thinking maybe to setting up like a meeting in a hotel and in a coffee area maybe. Yeah. Because skiing already is for me is very connected somehow, because
you spend the whole day. I mean, if you don't like one person, you spend the whole day with them. That's not so
I
good.
think maybe some coffee would be better.
Okay, so this is something where you can say, okay, I now have this opportunity, like what is the next step? And like you say, you can connect with them in a way that is not binding, you know, where you don't feel like, okay, I need to stick around there, or I can pick which kind of people I actually want to talk to, or that I feel a good vibe with, you know. So you can, for example, say, okay, I'm going to set up a meeting. And I wouldn't yet call it something like Stammtisch, because Stammtisch means it's going to happen regularly. So I would, I would put it as a very casual thing and just say, hey, you know, let's meet up. And I'm going to propose 2 or 3 dates, and we see which is the date that most people have time. And I'm going to propose a location, and then whoever shows up, shows up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's, you know, everything else is out of your hands. And also I would be careful that you don't become, if this is not your intention, right, to lead this group, then I would be careful not to organize too much, if you know what I mean. Because if that's something actually you don't enjoy doing and you don't want to do, then don't do it, right? So this is something where we need to be very careful, is putting your name into a hat, even though you don't want to put your name into the hat for something that you actually don't want to do and you don't want to take the responsibility, is something that you need to be careful of and that you need to communicate very clearly. So if you're like, okay, you know, I'm happy to organize it once and then we see where this goes, then I would communicate that actively to say, hey, you know what, why don't we do a meetup? I'm super happy to organize this first meeting. Like, here are 3 possible dates and I can call a hotel. This is not something that I want to organize regularly, but since I was the one that started this group, I'll organize the first meeting, right? And so that way you put your name in the hat and then you put your name out of the hat again, right? So
that's a very good advice. Thank you. Because I was thinking about this, because I'm not always here also, you know, I like to meet people maybe when I'm here, but nobody knows how often I'm really here. I mean, now we are often here, but it can always change. But Nadia, what really made me think more is because you said you're looking for people for authentic connection. And I was really thinking, okay, I mean, I understand the words authentic connection, but I was really thinking, okay, what does this actually mean for me? Or could you explain this, what you understand under authentic connection?
Right. So for me, this year, I wanted to use double words in my words of the year, because for me, it wasn't only about connecting. It was about like making deeper connections. And that's why I put the word authentic, because I don't need more people in my life, because the word connection is actually very, you know, superficial. Like, connect with more people could be that I run around at a business event and I just collect business cards. That's also connecting, right? So I said, for me, it's not about connecting with more people, but connecting on a deeper level and not connecting on a superficial level. And that's why I call it authentic connections, because it's, for me, it's getting to know the people that are on my Instagram, getting to know the people that are on my Facebook. Like, the people that I am connected with are the people I want to know. I don't need to know everybody in full, you know, I don't need to know everybody's story of their life, but I want to have this connection where I feel a deeper thing. Now, this is my intention for the year. Your intention for the year, in terms of connection, or just for the sake of this exercise, may be, actually, I have a lot of amazing people in my life. I don't need deeper connections. I need more, like, I just want to expand my network and have more people, you know. That is completely up to you. But what I feel is that most people at the moment are craving deeper connections with people that are like them. And that's like, you know, finding your tribe, finding your vibe, finding the people that, you know, when you meet them, you feel afterwards like, wow, we both just shifted in energy, like our energy both expanded, and not like, oh, you know, I'm so happy this meeting is over. I hope there's a long time until the next meeting, right? So that's why I put the word authentic in front of connection. The same thing is, like last year, I already had the word expansion was already part of my word for last year. But I wanted, for me, what I want to challenge this year is to do quantum leaps. So for me, tapping into the quantum, collapsing time, and manifesting things at lightning speed is what I'm curious about and what I'm interested. So that's why I put quantum expansion versus just putting expansion, because expansion for me was last year, which already worked really well. But this year I wanted to, like, okay, how can I take this to the next level? So that's why I added the word quantum to expansion. So that's how I put together those two words. Now, what the words you choose for your year of what is up to you. What's important is that you set a context around it. So a context is like, for example, if you, a context, let's see, how can I explain this? So what you make things to mean, or in what vibe you do things. Like, for example, I've tried recently that things I really don't like doing is to find a way to do them with more joy. Like, for example, the laundry. How can I be more joyous whilst doing laundry? Because it's something I really hate. So that was something I thought about, like, how can I do this in a more joyful way? So that is the context of doing something in a certain kind of way. And that is why my context ended up as quantum expansion and authentic connections, right? So those are the two that came up. Bea says, not fighting with the reality that you have to do it. That's what Katie would say. Exactly, right? So there are certain things that there's no point to be annoyed or put up a fight or procrastinate forever. The point is that is like, okay, how can I find a way that makes it more enjoyable without me going like, oh, and it's really about the energy that we put it in. And if I put joy into it, then all of a sudden it becomes really easy and it goes 3 times as fast. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the laundry, like whoosh, 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 whoosh. Like, ooh, this goes fast and easy. And I make sure that I do it really fast and I do it in a joyful way. And then time flies even faster. So that's something that you can do. All right. So how can we take yesterday to the next level? So what are some of the things that you may not have completed yesterday? Like, for example, really being aware of who gives you energy and who takes energy from you is one of the things that I haven't heard any of you going through yet. This is something that I also that's something that I want to do today, is actually go through and look at, okay, who are some people that are not, that don't give me a lot of energy, and how can I, be it clients or be it whatever, how can I cut that cord a little bit better and call in new people. Like, what are the kind of people that I'm excited about? So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to write up a little bit, I'm actually going to, it's easier instead of thinking, remember, not what we don't want, but what we do want. So think about the people, start off with the people that you really enjoy spending time with and that really give you a high vibe. And think about, okay, how many of those people do I have in my life where I'm like, hey, you know, like for me, for example, when I go back to Austria, there are a couple of people that I always or almost always connect with to see if they have time in order to meet up, because they give me a good energy. And I do that automatically. I don't even have to think about that. It's not like I think, oh, who should I connect with when I go to Austria? Who should I meet up that has high energy? It's like, okay, I want to see this person, this person, this person, this person. Let's see if they have time, right? So it's who are the people that excite you and that you love spending time with, and writing down those and trying to tap into like, what is it about them that gives you high energy and that gives you high vibe? Because what happens is when we tap into the energy of those people, and when we are excited about those people that already give us high energy, we're in a place to manifest more of those people, right? So I spoke about excitement energy before, but I want to put it in a different bubble for you so we can practice it in this context where it's about connection and getting more people in that are on the same vibe, and maybe finding the people that may already be in your network that are high vibe, but maybe you were not aware of it, or bringing in new people that give you really high vibe, and celebrating that. And the way to do that, as I said, is like identifying the ones that you're excited with and tapping into that energy. So again, it's like the normal manifestation process that we already spoke about. So it's about being excited about them, being grateful for them, tickling the energy and being like, wow, what if I could have like 10 of those or 20 of those or 30 of that person, right? Like that have the same vibe and the same energy, where we sit and we laugh and we like, what is the experience we have with them? Why are we excited about them? Okay, so this is the homework for today, is to actively look for those people and to realize who are the people that you already have in your life that are amazing and that you love spending time with, being grateful for them. And second, to like call in more of those. Okay. And if you can, actually reaching out to a couple of people, like if you realize there are some people that you are excited about, but you haven't been in contact with them for a while, reach out to them. Just say, hi, I haven't heard from you in a while. I wish you a wonderful, happy new year. I hope this year is going to be amazing for you, you know, like something like that. Okay. So reach out to them, connect with a few people, especially if you're not feeling good. Especially if you're not feeling good, then you should do this in any case. Maybe not with new people, but with people that you haven't spoken to in some time. It's going to make you feel a lot better when you reach out to people that you haven't spoken with in some time, that are high energy and high vibe people. Okay. All right. Questions? Yeah, Charlotte, just write me a message. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No, I have to really think what this connection means to me with people, because I think I know what you mean, but I hardly find it in people. Like, I mean, so when I meet you, I feel really connected, yeah, and there is always this exchange, also spiritual and evolving in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But there are not a lot of these people in my mind, which I'm not sure if it's really true. But yeah, I have to think what this connection means for me, maybe in order that it comes to my life, because I always all about just going out and meeting for a drink, and for me this is so energy taking. The action of only going for a drink takes away my energy. Yeah
it's uninspiring, right? And that's the thing. And that's why, first of all, I feel very honored that you say that. Thank you. And the other part of the equation is, that's why this exercise is so important, because we realize, like, maybe you have a couple of more people that come to mind is like, actually, I really love spending time with that person and that person and that person. And there will be a couple of people that if you can reach like 5, it's already really good. And I mean, there is the saying of, you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. And then some people say that's 5, other people say that's 10. The number doesn't really matter. The point is that it's who you spend most time with is the energy and the vibe that you're in. So that is why it's something that is so important, is to be really aware of the connections you have, the friendships you have, and what is the energy behind that, right? Like, and there's something really powerful that I found yesterday evening, and I just want to quickly, it's a 2-sentence thing. I just want to quickly show that or read that to you. So it says, they didn't leave you, I moved them out of your way. Signed, the universe. So sometimes there are people that leave our lives, and that can be a very painful process. But the thing is that it's actually a really good thing that happens, because sometimes we move on energetically, and some people decide to be where they're at and they have no interest to move, and that is perfectly fine and okay. But that just means that you're not going to have as much connection anymore, and sometimes people hold you back. So, for example, I told you yesterday the story about this lady that was giving me a hard time, who she used to be a mentor breeder to me. So she was the first one that I made a deal with when it came to the horses. And she's been mentoring me for the past couple of years. And in 2020, she got into really big financial trouble. And I helped her out on an occasion where it was really a matter of a couple of hours before the court would come and take one of her horses. That was the situation she was in. And so she offered me she said, okay, can we do a deal where I give you another chance to do a deal we had already done before. So we're going to repeat the deal. And but I just really need you to pay this today. Would that be possible? And I said, okay, give me 2 hours to think about it. I thought about it. I said, okay, gut feeling says yes, let's do this. So I did it. But we didn't have time to make up an agreement. So we didn't put a contract, we didn't put anything in writing. It was really just a thing of, okay, I trust you, you trust me. We always got along, we always find a way. So let's do this. And the situation is now that she, because there is no agreement, she's now doing things and requesting things and asking for money for things where I was like, well, but that wasn't agreed upon. But the thing is, I have no other choice. So, and that for me is something that shows let's say the quality behind people. And sometimes when money gets involved, people can really show their ugly side. And since she's always been in a place where she's been in need of money, I think this is again the situation now. So she's trying to take advantage of me giving her money that was actually agreed. And that is something where I just feel that this relationship has now hit like the end, really. And my intention is still to leave as friends, so to stay friends, but the relationship for me has changed. So for me, it's like, okay, this is not something that I want in my life. And I've been feeling, the moving and the moving apart for some time already. This is just the finalization part. So this is where really I feel the universe stepped in and said, I'm just going to cut the cord here, because this person is actually holding you back. And this is not somebody like you're meant for different things. You're meant to move into different spheres with different people that are more positive. And one of the funny things is that people, when I entered this horse breeding industry, people kept telling me, be careful of the people, be careful of the people. There are a lot of bad people in this industry. There are a lot of people that are trying to screw you over, and it's all about the money and da, 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 da. And I said from the beginning, I said, no, I'm only going to attract high vibe people. I'm only going to spend my time with high vibe people. And I only I went to a show in September, and I went to that show and I set the intention, please connect me with other high vibe people for the highest good of everybody. Like, I just want to be surrounded by good high vibe people. And I met one person after the other that was amazing. I didn't meet like a gazillion on that weekend, but I met, I think, four people, of which I connected with two on a much deeper level that are now really becoming into friends. And that completely, and I was like, wow, you see, and they are also only about selecting the people they spend time with. And the reason they selected me to be part of their group was because I'm such a high vibe and high positive person, right? So that's the interesting thing, is that no matter in which community you go, you will always find people that are like you. If you ask for it and if you set the intention for it, you will attract it into your life. Okay. And then you can still decide if you grow apart, you grow apart. It's just a natural process, right? So that's why I really wanted to share this quote with you, and also this story with you, to understand what that looks like. Okay. Any other questions before we rapidly up?
No, it's only, I've also realized it's not also only whom you meet, but also where or what you do with these people, because in different situations they show a different mind. You know, if you meet them for a business thing, they will show their business face, but if you meet them, for example, for an outdoor activity or for yoga, it's completely different. So this is also what I'm thinking about, not only to whom I meet, but also to what, or for, I mean, in which
context. That's the thing. This is exactly the point, right? If we put the context of business meeting, then we're business, right? Set up this, that, need to be strong, powerful leaders, nobody gets too close to me, right? That's the context. If we put the context of laundry and we say laundry is crap, that's the context of laundry. If we put a context, but we choose the context. But sometimes we cannot choose other people's context for them, right? If they're going to be super business and like super, like, I've got my boundaries like up here and you're not allowed to get close to me, then that's going to be the context. So I absolutely agree with you. And sometimes you experience people in a completely different light once you meet them more privately, or once you have a longer conversation, or you meet them by accident at the gym, you know. They're like sweaty and everything, and then you have a real conversation. Good. Charlotte, I'm going to post the quote into the group. Okay. I feel this is a really strong one. So I'm going to post the quote into the group so you guys can read it and reflect it. It's a picture of a book where it's just written. It's not like really special, but I thought it was really, like, it came up for me yesterday and I was like, I think we need to share this. And the connections that we have are so important with people. I think this is really one of the big things is people empower people, you know, that's what really changed my game last year. It was the people that I'm surrounded with. And I think I said this before, in 2020, I had a lot of PITA clients, so pain in the ass clients. And I had two really big ones that were my continuous clients. And that took a lot of my energy, and I really had to like rewire a lot and set up boundaries and really rediscover my leadership and all the things. 2021, I had no pain in the ass clients, not one, not even one. It's really amazing. Yes, we also have Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. So until and including the 21st of January, we're gonna be here at 9 every single day. All right, enjoy the day, enjoy making deeper connections, enjoy the homework, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao, bye-bye.